All right, good morning, everybody. We'll wait a couple minutes for everybody to come on in and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and get the show on the road. My name is Allison Coldaway. I'm our Pricing and Solutions Manager here at Broker Online Exchange. And we've got an awesome webinar for you guys this July morning. We have our usual update on our energy markets. And then we have some really fun features and are joined by awesome, very special guest, Ms. Lauren Bailey. She is our Director of Sales. She's joined us on our webinar today. So thank you guys for joining us this morning. I can't believe it's July already, and really next week is August, which is absolutely wild. We're more than halfway through the year, and definitely having some interesting times. So I will kick it off with talking to you guys a little bit about Box, and then I'll hand it over to Scott for our energy update, and then we'll loop back and hear some from Lauren. Just to introduce Box, for those of you who aren't so familiar with us, might not have signed up quite yet, or are just looking to get started, I want to go ahead and take the opportunity to introduce ourselves. We are Broker Online Exchange, the ultimate commercial energy brokering partner. We provide independent energy brokers and affiliates with access to all top electricity and natural gas suppliers, instant pricing, and cutting-edge software, all supported by industry experts. Box has become the largest network of energy agents, brokers, and consulting firms in North America. We connect a variety of diverse energy partners so each can benefit from streamlined, efficient options in deregulated natural gas and electricity. You can see how you can scale your energy business nationally with our deregulated energy map, which is right here. You'll see natural gas options available in green, natural gas and power options available in blue, and then you'll see a lot of the Midwest and some of the West that is covered with limited availability. Those are our large commercial and industrial natural gas markets. All of the lower 48 is deregulated for natural gas, so these areas may have a rate class restriction where only certain customers can shop, or a customer may have to use a specific amount of gas to be eligible for retail energy supply. But those opportunities do exist, and we're happy to take a look. If you have customers in any of these areas, they would all be good fits for Box customers. Talking about those restricted areas, we do have supplier backing in those areas, and talking about our suppliers, you'll see some familiar names here, hopefully. We have several of our bigger names like NRGs, Dynegy, and TXU, and we also offer some smaller niche suppliers that really lend their regional expertise to us, or suppliers who are really, really strong with customers in a specific segment, whether those are choice customers or data and crypto customers. We can usually find a very good fit. So all of our, a lot of our executive management has experience on the retail supply side. We have very strong relationships with our partner energy suppliers, and we're happy to put those relationships to work for you and enhance your portfolio, show your customers some more options. In addition to licensing and supplier relationships, we also provide a full-scale strategic solutions team for you. We're here to allow every partner to become a really, truly full-service energy consultant, and we offer all of these services below with a large team to support you. So whether you're looking for somebody to really get into the nitty-gritty of contract language, make sure that we're looking at a bilateral agreement, something where the customer is taking on any risks that they also stand to benefit. If you're looking for a partner that can structure and execute a full-scale RFP or RFB for a customer in the public space, that's something that we can do. Like I mentioned, several members of our executive management have worked at energy suppliers before, so we have also built our own internal pricing and optimization models. We know where that price is, where it should be, and we really enjoy bringing that strategy, that kind of consultative lens to customers of the larger segment. Usually the strategics team gets involved with customers that are 3 million, 5 million and up, but there definitely are customers who can qualify for some of these offerings or potentially all of these offerings, depending on what they're looking to do, what goals they're trying to achieve. So really excited to be able to offer all of these services to you guys. If you have questions or think that you have a customer who might be a good fit for one of these offerings, or one of these offerings could be the deal maker, then again, definitely reach out to Broker Online Exchange. We're here to help. The next piece we're going to hit on is our reverse auction platform. This is launching expected in August, so very, very soon. This will be no extra cost to you guys to run an auction. You just simply have to talk to your account manager. We can set it up. We can do reverse auctions for both natural gas and electricity, and this is going to be for customers that are over 1 million kilowatt hours or 100,000 therms. So customers do have to be of size, but this is a relatively simple process, and we're hoping that some of those more medium customers in that 1 million to 5 million range, that we can give them an experience and they can have access to these tools that maybe they didn't before. So really excited about this. Scott, I know you've been really working hard on the reverse auction. Any piece here that you want to hit on that I didn't?
Not really. I mean, this is going to be very exciting. It's going to really help you guys, all the customers, all of our partners and consultants, and just really help you guys close deals. It's going to help the customer. It's a win-win-win for everybody in the end. And right now, if we are looking like we're going to launch this in August, we will be focusing on this in the next webinar. So stay tuned for that. This will be the main focus for the next webinar. They go over it and how it all works. So yeah, looking forward to it. And really the whole team here has really worked hard on this. We got a team of developers, pricing desk. Everyone's really been putting a hand in this to really make sure this is a top-notch, one of the best in the industry.
Absolutely. We're really excited to roll this out. So if you guys have customers, start making your lists. We're definitely interested in setting some of these up, making sure that customers have access to this. We're really excited about it. And then last announcement, as some of you probably know, we are seeing some regulatory changes in New York State. After July 31st, importantly, broker fees will need to be disclosed. These will be on contracts. It will need to be a conversation with the customer, and only licensed brokers can do business, and those licensing requirements are changing as well. We will have some updates on that coming soon. So in August, I expect to be able to, go over, kind of what changes in that market and what those changes mean for your partnership with Box. We're excited to share those with you as well. If you guys do a lot of work in New York, definitely reach out to your account manager and make sure that you keep an eye on your email. I know that we'll be pushing some communication about that relatively soon, so stay tuned. And with that, I think we've done a good intro and overview for Box, so I will hand it over to Scott for our market update.
Thank you, Allie. Exciting stuff here going on here at Box as we continue to grow. And Lauren's going to go over all the features that we have, and it's coming up as well in a few minutes. Just want to go to a quick energy price update here. Here's the prices. They've come off. Gas has come off 30, 20, 19 cents. Power has pretty much moved with that, except for over NEPOOL. NEPOOL's kind of moved up a little bit. And again, and we discussed it before, NEPOL's kind of an island out there where, they're actually in the wintertime, they're importing gas on the really cold days. And with that, they are subject to the cash gas market, a spot cash gas market, and competing with Europe for that gas, which is running $15, $15 a BCF. But all the markets have really come off nicely, and they continue to come off. We had a big down movement last month as well, and we'll talk about that in a second. Here's the gas forward market, really the forwards curve here. Just kind of shows a movement, and it's pretty much the whole curve kind of drop here. A little bigger drop at the front, obviously, but pretty much a movement throughout the curve. And here's this is winter gas for Henry Hub winter gas, and it's a chart here for the last 12 months, and you can see here we had a big drop once winter really wasn't showing up quick enough in last year, and then just kind of continued down, been in this range. We had a little blip up here once some early summer was showing, but now things have stabilized out. It looks like we're going to finish in some healthy gas territory going to year. So the next winter, they're kind of saying it's not really a big deal. This is going to be this way until probably October. We'll probably be in this, like I would say, in a range here, like 370 to 330 range till October. We feel it's probably a good time to put some hedges on, because what's going to happen in October is if winter starts showing up early, it's going to really start impacting gas movements, especially for 2025 gas. With that, we're going to talk a little about, like, real quickly defining, because there's been some questions on this. What's index pricing? What's forward pricing? So little definitions here. Index pricing is really just ties the cost to the market index. So that's really the pricing that's coming in every hour, real-time pricing based off, and it's all based off of really what's happening in the real time, like right now, supply and demand. So if the price is, if it's 105 degrees in Dallas, that price is probably going to be in the $3-4 range, right? Because there's a big time supply and demand issues going on. But if it's 65 degrees out, it's going to be around $5 to $10, because there isn't really these big time supply and demand issues. So that's the index pricing, is what's happening right now. So then the forward pricing, that's talking about specific future pricing. That's the price that's in the futures. Forward futures is kind of the terms used a lot for both. It's really the same thing. And when you do forward pricing, if you're subject to forward pricing, you can provide yourself more price stability protection against market volatility. Versus index pricing, you can potentially have lower pricing than what the forward pricing is, but you also can have higher pricing. It can fluctuate each hour. So hopefully that helps out in my discussion going on here. So here's some new curves we have, new different chart that we haven't shown before. This is historical pricing. This is PJM West Hub. So this is the main market in PJM, and you can see here, really there's been a data center demand euphoria, which is going on right here in March, even though this news came out in January, right around here. I had a little hit up here, but then of course the news wires all picked it up for some reason, and it just hit up this euphoria hit, and bam, we hit these really big numbers where we had a spread between 2025 and the rest of the curve was relatively flat going into the winter. We had this big movement here where we had roughly around $15 to $18 was spread between the outer years, like 28, 29, and rest of the year. It's the first time really in the markets I've seen where the most volatility for about a 2-month period was in the further out years versus usually it's in the front of the market. So it was really kind of weird, but now things have come off and they're stabilizing. You'll see this in a few minutes in ERCOT too, is the same thing. And now here's the index historicals, and this is July so far. So this will probably come in a little lower because we've had some bigger higher temperature stuff here in the beginning of the month. But so July is roughly around $50. It's been warmer than normal, much warmer than normal July so far, but really not much movement here. 5-year average 39.12, last 12 months 33.77. I also want to point out all these index forward curves are round the clock. people don't usually consume electricity around the clock unless you are like a Bitcoin miner. Data centers are come close to it. But you know, restaurants aren't open, you know, 24/7, at least most aren't. And you know, things like office buildings, all that stuff aren't, you know, so the load will fluctuate more. So pricing will actually be different in this because that's called a load shape. But we like to look at this for apples to apples comparison. So that's why I'm going to tell you, like, if you see, here's a forward comparison on it. If you end up getting pricing for 2025 and it's 48 or $54, it's because there's shaping risk. There's shaping risk in there, or shaping in there because on peak's higher than off peak. But anyways, this is the forward curves versus this. So if you see the 5-year average, 39.12, here we are. And last 12 months, 33.77, here we are. So you know, sometimes it might be worth it if you have the risk tolerance to put some on index, not 100%, but put some on index to broaden your exposure. ERCOT, same thing. We had this big demand center euphoria right there, and we've come off quite a bit, especially the last month. We've come off probably $6 or $7 in the past 6 weeks, I mean. And that's, we think it's kind of stabilized in here. Although I'll tell you, this has been, look at this, we've averaged $23 in July so far. But be careful, because we thought this was tame last year around this time too. Like, wow, tame summer, even though it's kind of warm, but then August blew out. Really, you know, we had about 3 or 4 days that just blew this out right on August 10th through 14th. So don't become complacent here. Last 12 months, we've averaged 47.06. Of course, once we get through August, if we don't have a big August, that's going to change dramatically and probably drop down to the 30s. 5-year average 48.32. One of the reasons why the forwards have come off quite a bit is because the summers have come off because of this July. So here's the curves, 53.30, 51.69, not too far away from the 5-year average, although that's getting out Winter Storm Uri as well. But again, a good point to take off some risk off the table. So U.S. natural gas storage. We formatted the next 3 charts here. We've done some formatting here. Shout out to Trevor Williams, one of our senior analysts on our pricing desk, who took the initiative and then changed and updated some of these charts here for us to make it a little bit more readable and just kind of a little more dynamic. But this chart here will show, it shows like gas each year, how the storage went in 2019 through 2024. And you can see here we are right near the peak of the last 5-6 years in 2020. And really, we probably expect it's going to finish right around these levels as well, near in the year, which is very, very healthy storage levels to be at. And then we're just going to look at natural gas rig count here. Yes, we plummeted down. We hit a low here around 97, and we are now climbing back up. We're at 103 right now. So as those gas prices kind of started hitting up higher levels, the producers started, like, you know, putting out more rigs out there to drill more gas. It's usually about a 3 to 6 month lag on this between when it starts showing up. I don't expect it to really, you know, crank up from here. Gas has kind of come off a little bit since they made these decisions. Again, everything's like a delay, it's not in real time. So, but with that, we've also seen an increase in natural gas production. You know, again, here in early May, we were at these levels, and now we've been ramping back up again. Again, just because gas curve is kind of like started showing that it can be profitable. For producers, it's profitable when you're really anything above about 230, 240 in gas. The curve's out there. They're prepping for the amount of gas increase that's going to be coming down the pipeline here for the winter, and also with the LNG export growth. And this is a chart here that really you should show your customers every time. This chart is kind of scary. I know there's been, the Biden administration has put a pause on new permits for LNG terminals, but that's new permits. That's to build them, So they've already got permits out here really for doubling what we have in the next 3 to 4 years. That's a 13, 14 BCF increase. So you have that coupled with more gas generation. And this is going to be gas electricity generation, and this is going to be a story here. We got to make sure we start getting gas. So that means this production level here, and this chart here is going to need to start heating up around by 26, 27, around 115 to 120. And as you see here, it's been kind of stagnant here the last year. There's not really much of a year-to-year increase. All these charts, by the way, are available. If you need them, you can contact our pricing desk. Secondly, we are looking forward to having these in our tools and resources page soon in MSC, and these will be updated on a weekly basis. So you'll be able to kind of pull these down and put them into presentations and utilize them for helping close deals. With that, I want to go over again here, hurricanes being bearish, and I think this point was proven this month with it's hit us 5, I believe, at one point in the Caribbean, and it kind of made landfall here right around where Freepoint's at, one of the LNG terminals, which is still not back to full speed yet. So they're off probably an average of 1.5 BCF a day here for about 2.5 weeks so far, which comes to around 20, 30 BCF in storage difference that's being sucked back through. Luckily, that was the only one that went through, but yeah, we just want to reiterate this. This is how it works now. A lot of people think they're bullish, and that's so 2006. That's when gas production was much higher in the Gulf, and you had a hurricane come through and it shut in about 6, 7 BCF of production a day. Now it's down to like 1 BCF a day of production. So it's not really any sort of, so you see here, this is where we look at it as more of a demand destruction scenario, and here's the potential demand destructions. Florida border to Texas border could be hit around 7.7. It's kind of where the edge of the Texas border hit, but there's certain areas it can hit here where it can probably knock off 4 or 5 more BCF of gas a day. And plus there's this demand destruction out there as well, based on reduced power demand, because obviously power lines are knocked out. There's no reason to produce power. And lastly here, I just want to go over, this is kind of a new marketing piece we have. Ask your account executive for this. And we just want to go over this real quick. This is our strategic risk management. We're really kind of like dig in and have develop strategies. One of our favorites is, of course, the layered hedging. And this is the big point here. Customers, first of all, customers over 5,000 annual megawatt hours is kind of more, not necessarily to get us involved, but to do more of a layered hedge approach. We have many suppliers we do this with. We vetted them out, which ones do it best. But this is the big point here. For big corporations, this is common practice. 81% of Fortune 500 utilize this. We bring this to the masses. We bring this to the small, the medium-sized manufacturer and above, and small, medium-sized hospital. We can bring this, and even if this is utilized, we just did a deal here for a 400 location retail shop. We just did this thing as well. So it doesn't have to be per account 5,000, it can be added up, all of the accounts. It's a great approach. This is what they use. I always tell people when I was managing a wholesale book and I was managing generation plants and the fuel for those, this is the approach that we used. This is the approach a lot of energy suppliers use. But this is what we can do. We can get on a call, really explain this well. This flyer kind of gives enough information, but help us get on a call. This is going to be showing customers something completely different. It's going to help you win a deal, and it also locks you in because it's an ever-going strategy. Every year you have to re-up and add a year on because we always do 4 years out. So it's a way to get very, very sticky with the customers. So with that, I'm going to pass this on to Lauren, our Director of Marketing, and she's going to give you a spotlight on Box Futures. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Scott and Allie. My name is Lauren Bailey. I'm the Director of Sales. Sometimes I help with marketing, but I'm super happy to be here, and thanks for the invite. It's really fun to see all of these faces or these names of our attendees. you are valued brokers, consultants, suppliers, and some names I've never heard of. So I am super happy that you guys are joining us today. I guess I wanted to join just to talk about all the features that we have to offer that you might not know about. So we'll go over the box difference. First, we have 6 main pillars, and a broker consultant might partner with us for one or all or several of these. And so, whatever your business model is and how far along you are in your, your growth, you can use us for all of these. Licensing, we are licensed in all deregulated markets for both power and gas. I know we have several brokers, for example, that partner with us just in Pennsylvania because they're licensed in other states. However, Pennsylvania is expensive and timely. So, we're happy to work with you there or everywhere. We also have several brokers that have no licensing and use ours completely. So licensing is a big job. We have somebody here at Box that makes sure that we are on top of our license and, that we're renew them on time. So if you are not licensed in a market and you have an aggregation that is across multiple states and you might not have a license in one of those states, we are here to help you. The second is supplier relations. Obviously, we partner with anyone and everyone. We have our major suppliers as well as our small regional suppliers. And if your customer is asking for a supplier that you do not work with, we are here to help you provide them on your proposal. We have excellent supplier relationships. With us being Box, we transact hundreds of deals with each supplier every month. And so we do have that relationship where we can get priority pricing and speedy pricing. We can negotiate and all sorts of things. So our supplier relationships are top notch. My biggest and favorite one is back office support. I feel like this is our differentiator compared to the marketplace. And I will go over this in more detail, but we are here to service you however you need. If you want us to be your receptionist, your consultant, your partner, your account manager, however you want to reference us, we are here to be that person. We know that you are out there focusing on the sales, talking to customers, prospecting, and doing all of the direct sales. So we're here to be your back office. We can help you with pricing proposals. We can help you with, putting together account lists, coming up with different contracts, negotiating with suppliers. Anything you need, just ask our sales team. Moving on to MSC. So My Service Cloud, if you're not in it, no worries, but you should definitely check it out. We have made extreme advancements over the years, and we are always working on it. It is an in-house system. We completely own it and build it, and we've been working on a new user interface for several years, but it's finally going live. I see several brokers on here that are actually using it, and very thankful for you guys to use it. But if you are not using it and you are interested, please, please, please let your account manager know that you'd like to check it out, and we would be happy to show you a demo or get you over onto the new system. My Service Cloud is a beast. It can do so many things. It can price matrix deals. It can submit custom pricing requests. I call it our pricing and contracting tool for energy brokers. You can look at commissions, and there's tons of resources. Scott alluded to some market graphs that are coming, all sorts of things. So we'll dive into that a little bit further. And then payment plans, we're flexible. We know that sometimes you need cash now, and sometimes you can opt to be paid residually, but we will offer upfront or residual on every single deal. And resources, they are limitless. We have so many resources here for you, whether that be PDF, marketing tools, videos, connections, knowledge, all sorts of things. We have a robust amount of resources for you to use. So let's dive in to our software. So it's cutting edge. It has dashboards and reports. In 5 seconds or less, you can put you can see all matrix pricing for your commodity, state, utility, rate class, start date. All you have to do is enter those details in once. Versus if you're searching through matrix pricing through an Excel that you received from a supplier, you have to do that several times. And I know those Excels are huge, take forever to open, and they have millions of prices. So our system consolidates proposals for you and makes it super easy for those of you and your agents out in the field selling. We have some really neat commission tools coming in our new UI that you have not seen and you do not have. So I know that has been a huge request from you all, and we have been working tirelessly behind the scenes to make that happen because it's really fun to see and talk money. So we've got some exciting commission tools coming in our new UI. And then proposals, I already talked about that, but the proposals, they're completely customizable. You can have obviously an offer sheet. You can have a savings analysis, market trends, graphs, all sorts of things. And then I don't know if you know this, but our system is completely able to be white labeled. So if you have a company logo, please send it over. We would be happy to upload it. It takes us seconds, and that would allow you for My Service Cloud to look like your system. So when you send a proposal, it's customized to you, to your business. It doesn't show our logo, it shows your logo. So if you have that logo, please send it over. That's free. We will white label for you for free. You can send contracts for electronic signature, LOAs, LOEs, all sorts of things. So like I said, My Service Cloud is a beast, and it's super friendly for you to make your life easier as an energy broker. However, if you don't want to use it, that is totally fine. Like I said, we will be here to do it for you. If you're too busy getting tons of customers and working on talking to them in the field, we will do all this back-end office work for you. So just please be transparent about how you like to work, and we will accommodate. So my favorite pillar is back office support. And I always stress to the team that, we want to be known as excellence. We want to provide excellent customer service. We want to be timely. We want to answer on the first ring and respond to your emails quickly. And we want you to just overall have a wonderful experience working with us. We want to be compared to companies like Nordstrom and Chick-fil-A and, just companies that you think, I had a wonderful experience and I will be back. So we have a robust team working for you. You might only know your account manager, but did you know there is tons of people, dozens of people working on your account behind the scenes? I just wanted to go over them today. So we have our account manager, and that's your voice and face of Box. They're going to be your go-to person, the person you call whenever you need anything. Supporting them is our sales coordinators, and you can also call them. They can do everything the account manager can do and can help you offer or can help you with whatever need you have. And then we have some unique departments servicing you. So we have our renewals team, and our renewals team helps remind you when your renewals are due by providing you with reports, as well as we are able and happy to help you renew those deals on your behalf, on behalf of your company. So if you are too busy working on new sales, we're happy to help retain your business and call your renewals for you and include original margin or whatever you want us to do. Talking about our retention team, praise to them. They have a tough job, but they do it with a smile and a great attitude. So if you have a drop or a complaint or your customer is slammed or something negative happens to your customer, our retention team will jump in and help you reinstate your contract. Like I said, praise to them. They do it with a smile, and if you ever hear from them, they just work with them in a quick manner. Reinstatements are timely, and so we do need to focus on those quickly, but they're here to support you. And then obviously we have our strategic solutions team, which you have been introduced to. That is Scott and Allie. I did get this approved to say before, but they are our nerd and nerdette of the industry. I think Allie has that even on her LinkedIn. She calls herself like a professional energy nerdette. But it's true. They are so smart. They know how to spin the products and the graphs that you need for your large customers. So if you come across a huge opportunity or a large opportunity or a big opportunity for you that you just want a second opinion or help, please tell your account manager, hey, can we talk to the strategic solutions team about this deal? I think they can help me, and I'd like to hear what they have to say. And our account managers will be happy to set up a call with you, the account manager, and our strategic solutions team. Taking it a step further, we can get the customer on a call with you and our solutions team as well. And they would be happy to sell on behalf of your company, basically looking like they work with you as a partner of your agency. So I strongly encourage you to get this strategic solutions team involved in any large deals, or just call to meet them, and they'd be happy to talk with you to get to know you for upcoming large opportunities that you have. All right. I see renewals team there twice. Next is our marketing team. Our marketing team, they will work and adapt and create things that you need, as long as it makes sense. But basically, if you're like, hey, I need this PDF branded for my company, I really love what you guys have posted, is there any way we can switch out the logo? We're happy to do that. I want you all to know that we are in business for you. When you are successful, we are successful. So we want to adapt and be able to help you with whatever you need, however you need it. We're here. We're here to help you. So there's a few questions I wanted to address. That the first one is, once I've signed up, now what? What's the best way to get started with Box? What's the best way to get integrated with Box? So my first recommendation is to get to know your account manager. Just talk to them, learn about them, ask them any question that you have, and they will start sharing all sorts of things about Box. Once you know your account manager, you can tell them, hey, can you come and visit me? I'd love for you to have dinner with me. We can get my business integrated. You can do a demo of the system for my agents. However you want to approach that, but get to know your account manager. That's number one. Number two is get a bill. Step one, if you have a bill, let's use that bill as a pricing opportunity to learn My Service Cloud. I referenced this earlier. My Service Cloud is a beast. It has so many awesome tools. So if you have a bill ready to go, you can actually get hands-on experience in learning how to use the system rather than just the classic demo. So go get a bill. And if you have one, let's get started pricing it. Then let's see, broker resources. Even if you have been a broker for a long time or you're new, check out our broker resources page, copy it to your favorites in your browser. We are constantly uploading those new documents to help you sell, whether it be features on MSC, whether it be graphs that Scott is sharing, whether it be pitches for customers, all sorts of things. We have a long list of documents ready for you to review. So those are kind of what I recommend you doing once you start with Wes. The number one thing being get a bill and get to know your account manager. I also wanted to address, how can Box help me manage a sales team? So there is so many ways, but we simplify the process. We bring these tools and resources that you need that you don't have to do. You don't have to go get licensing. You don't have to set up supplier relationships. You don't have to build a system. You don't have to consolidate commissions across several suppliers. We are here to help you with all of those tools so that you can just actually focus on helping your people with leads and helping your people close deals. And then lastly, how can we help increase your revenue? Through our robust offerings, you can increase your revenue by reaching more customers and closing more sales in one day. So again, I'm super happy to see all of you on this webinar. We appreciate everything you did. Allie and Scott, thanks for having me. And if you guys need anything at all, please reach out to our account management team or myself.
Thank you, Lauren. That's awesome. Great stuff there. And I will, I just want to leave it off with like, this is what, so we built this incredible engine for you. We got 50 plus employees to back you up. And so we've got a lot of 1 to 5 person kind of consultant shops here and that use our services. And we can make you look like you are a 50 person shop. And because you really are, you have all those backing, and from things that get white labeled for you and marketing resources and all the back office stuff and retention, we take care of the commission, we do it all. So that all you have to do is just go out and meet people and tell them about how awesome you are and how you're going to provide them the best deal out there in the marketplace and close deals. And so we set it up so that you can focus on that and you can win. That's our goal, is to have you guys win. So we're here to serve you. This is our picture. This is who we are. And we're going to update this because there's a lot of people that have joined us since then. Maybe this year, this is the summer we can do it. But have a great month. We'll look forward to talking to you next month, and hopefully we can talk to you and have the reverse auction software to share with you and provide and show off. And I'll say that, show off, because we're really excited about it. So have a great month. Enjoy the rest of your summer here. That's kind of fleeting a little bit, but it's still here. Enjoy it. You got 3 or 4 more weeks. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
A super Wednesday.